You've come a long way in 3 years, 4 years, having your own podium here at the Rose Bowl. I mean, just can you kind of reflect on the progress you've made as a player and what you're feeling here headed into your last game?
Yeah. So I mean, it's been a long 5 years. You know, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of time put into it. You know, just coming in from high school, from playing running back my entire career, since I played football, and then making the switch to receiver when I got to college. It was hard, it was rough for me, but you know, I just never gave up, never quit on myself. You know, even though, you know, some people may have, you know, the critics, you know, say what they say, I just never gave up myself, man. I just put a lot of time, put a lot of work, put a lot of ethic into it. It was, you know, it blossomed. You know, you don't get anywhere in life without hard work, and I think I'm a testament to that. Yeah.
You're paying attention, though. I mean, like the term I've used, you know, is that you may have made yourself a lot of money this year, just from the way you played. Do you feel that way too, that you've opened some eyes, but also that you've tapped your potential in that regard?
For sure, definitely. I think this fifth year was extremely beneficial for me. You know, I had that decision to make after the season last year. You know, sit down with my family, talk to the coaching staff, and honestly just look myself in the mirror. And you know, there was things that I needed to get better at. There was things that I wanted to do. There's things that I wanted to accomplish. And this fifth year has definitely, you know, been great for me. You know, I feel like I'm having a great, you know, campaign, you know, leading into the NFL. You know, I got one more game in the Buckeye uniform. You know, I'm excited to play. But definitely this fifth year is beneficial.
This is supposed to be the best, reputed to be the best secondary in the country you guys are going against. What jumps out at them? What jumps out at you about them?
They're NFL defense. They have NFL talent across the field. They have All-American DBs across the field. And just their whole scheme is just an NFL-based defense. You know, so it's going to be a challenge for us. But, you know, we're also excited to face an NFL defense just because, you know, we know the entire world's going to be watching. We're going to be the only game on that day. And, you know, we're just be excited to put on the show.
As you watch them on video, are they as good as anybody y'all played this year in that way? How would you, I'm not trying to get you to rank them necessarily, but are they like anybody else? Obviously, Michigan had the #1 defense in the country when you guys played them.
Yeah. No, they're not like anyone we played. I think that this is the best secondary that we'll face of all season. You said it. Michigan had the #1 defense, but just athlete-wise and actual NFL football players, this is the best group that we've seen.
Have you been out on the Rose Bowl Stadium yet?
Not yet. No.
I mean, what do you anticipate the feel on game day morning? I mean, playing in the granddaddy of them all, but also in this, it's kind of like Ohio Stadium or both stadiums.
Right. Juice is going to be flowing, It's going to be an emotional time just because, it's my last game as a Buckeye. But it's also going to be emotional because it's Coach Meyer's last game. Also going to be emotional because there's other seniors around here's last game. But, we're excited for the moment, ready for the moment. Can't wait till that game starts.
Is it surreal to think that this is going to be your last game as a Buckeye?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. It hasn't hit me, too deep yet just because, the game isn't here yet. But just leading up to the moment, as we get closer, definitely feeling more surreal each and every day.
Has LeBron been by? Has LeBron visited you guys?
Nah, he hasn't. I mean, I know he's got that growing injury going on, so I don't, nah, he hasn't, bro.
What has it meant to you to have him rooting for you during your career?
LeBron?
Yeah.
It's a lot, man. It means a lot. Just because, two kids from the same area, grew up experiencing the same things, going to the same high school, it's huge, especially, the platform that he has for himself, and to be able to, reach out and give back, it's huge. And, just being a kid from Akron, everyone there looks up to him, wants to do, the things that he's done. I have an opportunity to, go on a different stage, in the NFL and, try to continue some of those things that he's given back to the city. So it's huge.
When was the first time he reached out to you?
The first time he reached out to me was actually in high school. He came by during the whole NBA lockout thing. He came to our practice, and he actually practiced with us, no joke. And that's when me and him kind of had our first conversation. And then, just throughout my entire career, finishing off high school and then leading up to college, he's just been, an advocate for me. Always, cheering me on and things of that nature. So it's huge.
Given you any advice that's helped you throughout your career?
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a conversation with him. I want to say it was my freshman year of college. I went back home, saw him at a basketball game, and obviously everyone knew that I was making that switch from running back to receiver, and obviously I was struggling and going through whatever. He just always told me just never give up on myself, man, and continue to be great. I had greatness all around me, and that it would continue to blossom. So just put the work in and never give up. So.
What kind of teammate has Devon been?
He's been a great teammate, honestly, and I think before this season, a lot of people questioned his leadership, his ability to vocalize on and off the field, but he's really took a huge step. You look up, it's the last game of the season, and I don't think he gets that much credit for the leader he's become. Because he's worked at it. Some people it comes natural to. Some people they have to work at it. He's a guy that worked at it. He's been an unbelievable teammate, unbelievable leader, and a great quarterback for us.
And he's starting to get some buzz as a potential number one pick guy. What kind of player, and especially leader, you mentioned that, can the NFL expect to see when he gets there?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be more than grateful to have him, excited to have him. Obviously, there's going to be a transition. There's going to be a step that he needs to take to, actually lead an NFL team. But he's ready, no doubt. He's going to be an incredible leader. An integral part to, wherever he goes, whether that's staying here, whether that's going to the NFL. He's going to be an intricate part wherever he goes.
And with the younger guys who are going to be around next year and years to come, what do you think they can anticipate with Coach Day kind of moving into that head coaching spot?
Oh, Coach Day is going to be great. I think just with the freshness that he has about himself, the juice that he brings, just the mentality that he has, guys are going to have a lot of fun here around here, especially on offense. But just as he gets into that role, starts to learn defensive guys, and just try to mold his team and try to get them all on the same page. I think guys are going to be excited just to have something fresh and something new. Especially Coach Day, he's a great guy. He cares a lot, so I think this team is going to be good.
And I've been growing up in Ohio. Ohio State hasn't played in the Rose Bowl much in its history, but the fact that the Big Ten, this is kind of a historic game. Is this special at all for you to be able to kind of close things out here in this particular game?
For sure, definitely. I mean, even growing up, you see Ohio State in the Rose Bowl game, and I mean that's a game that's always been watched, for college football, years past. So it's definitely been a dream of mine to play in this game. And now that I'm here, it's kind of crazy just to even fathom it. But it's definitely the right way to close out my season at Ohio State for sure.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
What have these last few weeks, with Coach being kind of the man in charge, what have they really meant to you to have those moments?
Yeah, it's meant everything to me, because I think the fact that we've played under the Urban Meyer era, that it's going to be his last college football game. I think that people kind of just run over that and don't sit down and actually get the time to think about what we played in. I mean, he's one of the best winning coaches. He's a legendary coach. I think everyone on this team has just been grateful to play for him. So we've taken these last moments with him very seriously. I'm pretty sure come game time, things are going to be emotional. We got a game to win, but I'm pretty sure things are going to be emotional. So it just means a lot.
It feels like you guys are all rallying here to make sure he goes out.
Yeah.
What has that kind of been like for you, knowing that you've obviously had a common goal all season, but now you have a really narrow focus? Is that big for you guys?
Yeah, it's huge. But it's not anything different from our other games, because each game we take it as worry about this game first. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Just focus on one thing. So we're used to it. We know how to prepare for big time games. We know how to make plays in big time games. So this isn't any different. Obviously like I said, the emotion is going to be running high, but everyone knows how to prepare for big time games and knows how to focus on one thing.
How has this week kind of gone for you guys? There's a lot going on outside of preparing for the football game.
Yeah.
Is it a little bit more difficult knowing that you got to go and do stuff at night, but you also are practicing during the day and meetings and stuff too?
Not really, honestly, just because that's a testament to the maturity of this team. We know how to separate our work from play. We know when we wake up in the morning that it's serious time. It's time to go win a football game. It's time to prepare the right way. And then as soon as practice is done, the pads and helmets are put down. We know how to relax and how to hang out and just chill and enjoy each other. So that's just a testament to the maturity of this team. No problem. How you doing?
Hi, good, how are you? So I'm with Big Ten Network. Do you want to give a shout out on our Instagram story?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let you take over.
It's Big Ten, right?
Yep, Big Ten Network.
What's up, everybody? Parris, Campbell here live, man. I just want to shout out Buckeye Nation. Shout out the best conference in the nation, Big Ten. We're going to represent the Big Ten well in the Rose Bowl game. Everybody make sure they tune in. Go Bucks.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Where you at?
Right here.
Oh, shit. I'm over here bored like a motherfucker. I said I'm over here bored like a motherfucker.
I know you were. You got a little dance and stuff.
Hell yeah.
When you trying to be done?
I don't know, man. Come over here.
Hey, Parris, how's it going today?
Good, how are you?
You enjoying being out in California, getting to practice in this 65-degree weather?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely much better than the Ohio weather, for sure.
Yeah, we came from Columbus too.
Oh, okay.
Nice change.
Yeah.
How's practice been? We saw a little bit the other day. It seemed like you all very excited to be here, but also it seemed like you guys were in a good rhythm, very at ease.
Yeah, it's been energetic. We're all excited, play in this game. Excited to represent the Big Ten well. Excited to represent Coach Meyer, with it being his last game. And I just think that we're clicking at the right time. These last 3 games that we played, we've been clicking all on cylinders. And just going into this last game, I think everyone is just ready to, continue to prove, what we have to the world. So everyone's just excited.
With it being Coach Meyer's last game, has he been at all a little more sentimental in practice?
Not really. He's not really, a whole emotions guy, but I'm sure, after the game, he'll be a little bit more emotional, but he tries to stay stone-faced at all times.
So Draymond said, I asked him if you guys had any surprises. He said, probably some Gatorade.
Yeah, for sure.
And any other surprises you know of?
Not at the moment. I'm sure we'll have something planned, but Gatorade, that'll be it for sure. For sure.
Be red.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
About Washington, what have you guys been preparing for in practice? I know that I've talked to a couple of the defensive guys. Looking at their secondary, what have you seen from them?
They're truly an NFL-based team. Their defense is really designed like an NFL team. They have All-Americans, across the field. They're a very talented group, and I think that it's the best secondary that we'll face all season. So it will be a challenge for us, but we're ready. We know how to prepare for big-time games. we know how to make plays and perform in big-time games. So it'll be a challenge, but we're definitely ready.
Did you get a chance to watch the playoff games yesterday?
I did.
What were your thoughts on them?
I mean, it is what it is. We can't look back on the past, can't really complain, because at the end of the day, we had our season in our hands, and we had a hiccup with that loss at Purdue. So we can't blame the committee, can't blame anyone else. We just got to look in the mirror and ask why we weren't there. So can't really complain.
When you were watching the game, did you think in your mind, like, we would have had a better shot against those teams?
Definitely. I feel like we prepared better than any team in the country. So I think just watching the game and just watching the different defenses, I think that we would have been prepared. We would have been able to make some big-time plays and, maybe give other teams different types of games. So, but like I said, you can't look back on the past now. So,
would you say that offensively you all have more weapons?
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say that, but I would say that we're confident in ourselves. We know what we have on the offensive side of the ball. We know how to make plays, and we trust our coaching staff and Coach Day. So we would have been prepared for sure.
Thank you. Good
No
luck.
problem. Thank you.
Parris, receiving core, Coach Martin said this may be the best receiving core in Ohio State history. The camaraderie you guys have, and let's talk about why that is. Why do you think you guys have gelled to be such a great receiving core?
Yeah. Well, I think it starts with, Terry McLaurin, Johnny Dixon, and myself, just being the, fifth-year guys, being the leaders of the room. We've been through it all, seen it all. And then, you go with Benjamin Victor, KJ Hill, Austin Mack, Chris Olave, just all the guys, CJ Saunders. We've put in a lot of work and a lot of time with each other. Through every off season, we've just been grinding, working our tails off, man, and, things are just starting to, resolve for us and starting to settle, and, we prepare the right way. Just our work ethic. Everyone's a good guy, and I just think that, just the chemistry that we have has just settled in, and, we've become one of the best, receiving nations for sure.
You're finally here at the Rose Bowl today, so finally setting in the big games 2 days away.
Yeah, for sure. As we get closer, it's kind of becoming more surreal, each and every day. This is a game that you dream of playing when you're a kid. You watch this game on TV, seen Ohio State in this game, so definitely excited to play for sure.
Parris, do you ever think about almost your place in history there? I mean, someday you can tell your grandkids, I was a senior captain at the Rose Bowl with Urban Meyer's last game. It's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, a lot of people don't, just get to sit down and think about that, because I've been saying that we played in the Urban Meyer era, and I think that kind of gets overlooked. But he's one of the best coaches in college football. He's a legendary coach, one of the most winningest coaches in college football. And I think, young guys around here maybe, don't get to just sit down and, look at how serious that is. But it's been a blessing to play for Coach Meyer. It's been a blessing to be, in this position that I am in today to, like you said, play in the Rose Bowl. Some have stories for grandkids someday. So it's definitely a blessing.
I know you've always been the guy with wheels and you have the big plays. How much more of a complete receiver are you as a senior than you were as a junior? It's tenfold. It's a completely different turn. Confidence-wise, it's a completely different change. I have so much confidence in myself, and it's not any cockiness or anything like that. It's just I know what type of time I put in. I know what type of work I put in. So I mean that's what makes me confident. But just as a complete receiver, it's completely different. I feel like understanding the game is better. Route running is better. Hands are better. Everything. So this fifth year was extremely beneficial for me. We saw you go against the #1 defense in the nation against Michigan, and you guys lit them up. Now you're going against what a lot of people think might be the best secondary out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you rise to this sort of challenge? Because it seems like you guys seem to play better against better defenses.
Definitely. Zone 6 always plays with a chip on our shoulder. We feel like, whenever, the team across from us, we feel like they get all the hype. We feel like they get talked up the most. And honestly, I can say that this is the best secondary that we've seen all season. So, we're ready for the challenge. We've been preparing the right way. We're going to look out to go and make big plays. These guys have, like limited big plays on them. I think the most play that they've had is like 37 yards, something like that. So, we're ready for the challenge. Like I said, we prepare the right way, and we're always going to have that chip on our shoulder for sure.
I'm a real sappy guy. I cry at movies. So are you getting sad this week? I would think you, Terry, John, you guys would look around at some point and just hug each other and just start to shake or something.
Yeah. Nah, we're not getting too sad. We're excited. Obviously, we're going to miss playing with each other. But we've just been trying to take everything in, man. Each practice, each experience that we've had on this trip, we're just trying to take it all in. And come close to game time, I'm sure it'll be a little emotional, especially before the game and after the game. But we're ready to play our last game together, man. It's been a long 5 years, so we're ready.
Talk about your emotions as far as when you step out on the Rose Bowl field come January 1. What will your emotions and adrenaline be like?
I think they're going to be running high, man. I think it's going to be the most emotions that I've had all season, other than, the team up north game, with that being senior night and things of that nature. But as my last game as a Buckeye, I think emotions will be running high for sure.
You graduated, correct?
Yes, sir.
Degree in?
Sociology.
Why sociology?
I'm a people person. I love understanding people. So I've been through it all, different types of sociology, sociology of law, everything you can think of, man. I just, love it, understanding the world, understanding people. So that's why.
What are your plans to how to utilize that?
It's a lot of stuff that you can do with sociology. I plan on, running my own company one day. Not necessarily sure what it's going to be for sure, but I definitely think that my degree will help me towards that for sure.
And as far as when you get out on the field and you see Washington State, what do you think will be the key to victory?
I think our key to victory is big plays. This team does a really good job of keeping everything in front of them on defense. They don't really allow the big play, and that's our strong suit. Every game we play in, we have a ton of big plays. So I think that's going to be a key point for us.
How are you enjoying the weather?
Oh, it's great. It's definitely a break from that cold Ohio weather for sure.
Who inspires you as a person, as a player? Just who's the inspiration in your life?
My inspiration dates back to my family always. The things that they've done for me to get me into the position that I am today have been huge, and without them, I wouldn't be where I am today for sure.
How about a player?
Football player? Football player I look at in today's game is Tyreek Hill. I think there's some comparison just with speed and being able to make big plays. So yeah, I guess that's the player I would think of for sure.
Yes, quick question for you. I was talking with Johnny for like a week in 2016. He thought about quitting. He said you were the person who was convincing him. I was like, hey, you should come back. What do you remember about that week?
It was a rough week. It was an emotional week, just because to hear him say something like that, and just knowing all the talent that he has and all the potential that he has, I didn't want to see it go to waste. And not to mention that he's my best friend, so I definitely wanted him around this team, around this program, and around me. But it was a rough time for him for sure. It was very emotional, but I just remember talking to him each and every single day. And some people may think that's exaggeration, but it's not. We really talked every day, and I just told him that you can't let your talent go to waste. You never know what's going to happen, so you just got to keep working, got to come back.
Were you going over to his apartment or like texting him, calling him? All the above?
It was more like texting, FaceTime, and things of that nature for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Was it hard for you as someone who I assume hasn't wavered in your love for the game to sort of understand where he was coming from, or did you sort of put yourself in his shoes and be like, yeah, maybe I would?
Yeah. No, it was. I got you, bro. I kind of put myself in his shoes, just with all the injuries that he dealt with. He would come back, for 1 month, get hurt, be down for 3 months. So just that, that roller coaster of a ride he had for those 2 years, it was rough. So, just being a player of the game, not necessarily dealing with injuries like him, but definitely understanding the struggles, of this game, and just the struggles of that football brings. So, it was kind of easy for me to have those conversations with him, just because I understood for sure.
So I guess knowing what those conversations were like and sort of how down he was, how much more gratifying does that make seasons like this to watch? I'm sure you love watching all your teammates play well, but sort of see what he's done this year.
Every time I see that guy make a play or make a catch or whatever, I just get chills throughout my body, man. Just because I remember that conversation. I remember him almost putting his cleats up, just hanging it all up. So whenever he's succeeding, he's successful, man. It is gratifying. I can't lie. And I think without me, without this team, without the coaching staff, he wouldn't be where he was today, and I'm sure he'll tell you that. So it's just a testament to his work ethic and to him never giving up for sure.
Thanks, Parris.
No problem.
Can you talk about the dream that being here and the dream coming through for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's a dream, like you said, it's a dream to play in this game. I've watched this game as a young kid. Always imagined, myself being in this position. Not sure, how I would get there and the bumpy roller coaster that I would experience. But it's definitely been all worth it. And to look up to be playing in the Rose Bowl is definitely a dream come true for sure.
As far as the hard situations that motivated you, how did you use those as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks?
Yeah, I think any adversity anyone goes through is definitely a learning moment. Sometimes people get down on themselves and when you hit adversity, but my main thing for me is just never give up on myself, and no matter how hard things get, just always continue to push through, continue to work through. So I think that's where it's got me today is why that's happened. So
what are your words of inspiration that you live by? Do you have a model or creed?
I do. I always day back to Philippians 4:13, and that's I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's like I said, I never want to give up on myself. So no matter how hard things get, I know with believing in Christ that I can do it all. So
you're a man of faith.
Oh yes, indeed, strong faith for sure.
What would you say to the fans and to your family that's coming to the game?
Well, Buckeye Nation, man, I know they'll travel well, so we're going to need them to be loud in the Rose Bowl Stadium. My family actually gets in here today, so they're excited, man. They're ready to watch me play in my last game. To everybody, just tune in because, Ohio State's going to put on the show for sure.
What's in your future? How do you see your future playing?
God willing, I can play in the NFL, for as long as I can, man. I know that, the average play time for receiver is 3.3. That's not very long at all, man. And, this great game has blessed me with so much. I just try to take advantage of it. And like I said, God willing, I can play as long as I can.
You have a favorite team?
I do have a favorite team. Growing up, I was a big Dallas Cowboys fan. I still am today. So, yeah. For
You
sure.
mentioned there that kind of rattled it off the top of your head, 323 years for a receiver on average in the NFL. Is that what made you want to look up something like that, statistic like that?
Yeah. Just because, I know this game isn't forever. Just to look at, averages, look at play time, because, you have guys that go to the NFL, play for a year, then, they battle with injuries or whatever. Then you have guys that you look up and they play for 17 years, It's just, you just never really know how long this game could take you, so you never know how long your body's going to hold up. So just always want to be prepared, and, I got my degree from this great university, so life after football I think will be well for me, for sure.
You went to the same high school LeBron James did,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. I know
Yes.
he's kind of reached out to you, I think, on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
What kind of relationship do you guys have? Is he like a big brother to you,
Yeah.
or anything along those lines?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a big brother, man. He's given me motivation, through my career here at Ohio State. And it's huge just being a kid from Akron. Everyone looks up to him there, man. So for him to, continue to give back like he does, continue to reach out to guys like me, man, it's huge. So it's definitely a big inspiration.
As we know, LeBron is now in LA with the Lakers, but during his time in Ohio, growing up in Ohio, what is the scene over there? How is LeBron a god over there? What do the people of LA know about LeBron and the Ohio scene?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Ohio, LeBron's our own, man. So, we let LA borrow him. Specifically, Akron, man, we take a lot of pride in LeBron and the things that he does. We let LA have him, let them borrow him for, a few seasons. But, so like I said, everyone just looks up to him, man. And, he's a huge inspiration to the entire city, to the entire state. So.
Is there a moment that sticks out to you these last couple of weeks where you've seen coaching really fire?
Yeah, for sure. Just throughout the entire bowl prep, man, he's just been himself. He's been smiling, man. You can see that the passion, the energy is running high, the emotion is running high. Just because, as we near to this game, he's kind of, realizing, okay, this is my last one. So he's just trying to enjoy each and every moment with every player on the team. So you can definitely see, the emotion running high for sure.
Is there a moment that kind of caught you off guard?
Yeah.
It's right there.
I mean, not really. Just because with being in the program for so long, for the 5 years, I know the old Coach Myers. So, when I see him get riled up or fired up, man, I just know like, okay, he's back. You know what I mean? So, for sure.
Parris, why should people watch this game?
Say that again.
Why should people watch the Rose Bowl on Tuesday?
It's gonna be the only college football game on. But Ohio State, man, I think everyone needs to watch us because we put on the show. We never disappoint.
Parris, how is being an Ohio State athlete? Just one. It's the only one I got. How is this being in the spotlight prepared you to handle this kind of stuff over the years?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Were you a great interview on day one?
No, not at all. I think the way our coaching staff prepares us is the best in the business, man. We go through actual media training and learn how to talk. And Jerry does a great job of getting us ready before we actually reach the stage. So it's a huge credit to Jerry for sure.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Great job.
Thank you.
You're like a natural.
Appreciate it,
Seriously.
Appreciate it.
You did a great job.
Appreciate it.